Max. Good morning, Max. How are you doing? And good morning, flockers. Yes, we are actually starting a minute or so early. Managed to get online, got everything up and running. Max says he is ready to go. And Max also wants to know about snacks. Because I told him that this morning is going to be a snackaroo. Hey Max, are you excited about snacks? Are you excited? Max, don't chew on that. Watch what you're doing. Come on, go to the side. So guys, can you confirm for me that I am streaming live? If you can see me streaming live, can you please just tell me that you see me live and I am okay? I'm trying to just verify it and I'm having a problem. Hey Max, you good? Okay guys, can you see me? Can you hear me? You see me, you hear me, excellent, excellent. And my temporary run on the other machine is now working. Hey Max, climb up to the side, climb up. Now we have got a snack plate. What would you like to eat this morning? Oh. The heck's wrong with that egg, huh? Yeah, that looks yummy. Looks very yummy. It'll be even easier if I do this, so I've got less to clean. There. Want a little bit more, bud? So I've got a plate here, and I've got some eggies and some cranberries and apple and banana, all sorts of tasty treats for Max. He definitely enjoys them all. He's enjoying the egg, which is a good thing. I made it a little bit differently than I usually do. You guys have probably heard about microwave eggies before. 1 minute eggies, I pop them in the microwave, cook them, and they're done. Well, that works a lot better when your microwave is functioning. And mine decided that there would be no more microwave eggies this week. It's kind of annoying because the microwave is only 3.5 years old. And to be perfectly honest, not chewing on that, bud. We're not done with lunch yet. Some more. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, the microwave started giving me some problems about 6 months ago. And microwave, when I bought this house new, the microwave came with it. It was brand spanking new. Combination hood fan, microwave. It's over top of a glass cooktop. So it's the kind of thing that's not just easy to whip out to the store and replace on the countertop. And quite honestly, with COVID, I'm not super keen on the idea of having any birdie in my house. And it's definitely a 2-person job. And I find it amusing. I could take my refrigerator or my stove out of the house and put it on the front step solo, without worrying. The microwave that is hovering in midair, that is quite heavy, that's hooked into the hood fan, etc., it's definitely not a 1-person job. So I've not decided quite how I'm going to approach that yet. Maybe I'll try slamming the door 20 more times and see if it starts working. What you got there? Oh, you got 2? So you notice the way that Max is eating right now. He looks like a little bit of a piggy. He is eating a couple of cranberries, has one in his foot and a second one that he grabbed as well. Max used to be a bit, and by a bit I mean a whole lot, food sensitive. Uh-oh, did you need some more, bud? Yeah? Well, keep the food on the paper, otherwise there will be no food on the chair. And he's always been a little bit anxious when food is involved, and there's the possibility of food being withheld. So maybe I'm going to set that there. Can you reach that there? Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to reach. So maybe not. I'll just pay attention to him. Drop that guy. I'll pick him up. So cranberries are definitely one of his favorites too, and it is fresh cranberry season. They're nice and crunchy. He does the exact same thing with grapes. Grabs as many as he can comfortably eat and hold on to. Yeah, Tico, I'll get your eggies in a minute. Yeah, is that good? It's going to be the cranberry massacre. Oh, that piece. Oh. Look what you just did to my chair, you little monster. He did that on purpose. He's usually not allowed to eat on this chair for that reason. You know, but during the summer, he was eating snacks on the patio, and I thought, you know, as a special treat for the flockers, maybe we would try, you know, having a bit more of a snack over here. You're not going to pull on this. And by you're not going to pull on this, apparently you are going to pull on this. Well, it's a good thing that the chair is leather. It's easy. Hey, what's this? You want another one? Oh, no, you just want to toss them. Okay, I'm going to remove that one. Max, did you notice that we have apple and we have banana? Yeah, but one time he actually had about 6 grapes. Not underneath. And he was holding on to 5 of them. The 6th one he couldn't quite hold on to, so he put it down in his food bowl. Picked it up, dropped a grape. Picked it up, dropped a grape. And it was about 15 minutes before he felt he could eat because he wanted custody of all of the grapes at the same time. So yeah, definitely enjoying his grapies right now. Or his grapes, cranberries right now. Yeah, it's a cranberry massacre. Are those good? Not the corner. What's more? Oh, you know what that is? Yeah, that's a banana. Yeah, Max loves to peel his own bananas. That good, Max? Is that good? Yeah, banana stems are fair game too. He doesn't eat them, he just crunches them up. Oops. All right, I'm just gonna. So yeah, for this morning's eggies, I sort of did a variant of poaching on the stovetop. Without thinking, I'd already sort of scrambled off the eggs, and I didn't want to fry them for Max. So they were sort of stovetop poached in a little silicone muffin cup. And they are a little bit watery, but they seem to be working out okay. Get a little bit more for Max. Broke it up into 2 cups because the silicone was doing such a great job of insulating. I didn't think that went through quite too well, so I had to add some more water on top. And that just added into the mess. Ooh, those are warm, Max. Some more stuff for you, yeah. There's definitely going to be a food massacre this morning. Hi, is that good? Yeah, Max is a pretty good eater. He likes to try a variety of things. Hey, does anybody want to come over and wash my chair? That's going to definitely make a big, big mess. Hey, Max, I've got the plate here. I might have more eggies on it. Yeah, fruit's good. Everything's good. So we've got Karen, ornithology dude, Christine, Greenbird, Lenore, Rhonda's here, Assez-vous, Hello, everybody. I did not know that. Blue says Ornithology Dude has his own channel. 2 white cockatiels and raptors. Liz Lunch, I think Einstein's right. Cranberries sounds delicious. Hey, Max, you know I got more eggs? No, definitely not interested right now. Yes, Mighty XT, there is a bird in the live stream. Thanks, Ornithology Dude. We needed that. I do enjoy the comments. That's always a lot of fun. Hey, Joy, how are you? I'll see if Max wants to balk a little bit later on, but there's probably going to be snacks involved first. There's more eggs? No? No? No more eggs? No apples? It's just going to be the newly named Cranberries and the Manners and the Chair Massacre. Oh, whoop, doop. Hey, Max, what's this? And I think he's done eating, and right now he is just playing, so he is making that huge mess. Is that tasty? You know, what I really should do if I want to eat in here is maybe bring in one of the... not that. Put this down. Bring in one of the outdoor chairs. Hey, Max. Okay. We're done eating then. We're done eating. And if we're done eating, I'm going to clean this up. Oh, that made a mess. Max, you made a mess. And I mean, honestly, that was my own fault for bringing something juicy out. While you guys are watching, I'm just going to go grab a paper towel and give that one a quick wipe down. It's the nature of a bird owner, always cleaning. Is that right, buddy? Hey, Max. What's going on here, huh? There we go. Oh. Yeah, I'll dump that later just to make sure there's none left in the crack. Yeah. All right. Was that good? Was that fun? All right. So what else is in the game today? Oh, it's a jingle ball. You think you're going to today? There you go, bud. On the floor? Was that on the floor? Just going to turn this a little bit. There we go. So you guys can see that I'm tossing this just up in the air and down. There you go, Max. Hey, Mookie's here. Yes, Greenbird, that's true. If there's a mess, the food was delicious. Mookie said that her screen is frozen. I mean, guys, I'm kind of worried about the screen. Are you guys seeing a screen? Is it just Mookie? So I've had a few problems last week. We shifted the time a little bit this week just to see if maybe it was the time that was impacting when things would drop. But last few weeks we've been dropping about 15 minutes in, which has been super frustrating for everybody. Okay, Cheryl says she's just fine. That's great. That's great. All right. What's that, buddy? Was that fun? go poop. Yeah. Now, Max, I swear I wiped down that chair. How come it's got food on it again? How did you manage that, huh? Yeah, I'll give it a better wash a little bit later on before I sit in it again. Oh, is that the way it goes? Is that the way it goes? Let's see what I've got. What have I got for you, Max? There might be. What do you guys think? A vine twist? Hey, Max, vine twist. Woo! Go up to the side, please. Okay, you can eat it there, but be careful with that beak. I don't want any beak marks on my chair. Oh, Ornithology Dude says that he's having some issues with the internet, might have to leave because of storms. Whereabouts are you from, Ornithology Dude? Up here, it's Calgary, Alberta, and we have got snow this morning. Max is not too impressed with the snow. But he is impressed with the offering of toys. Yeah, Max, there's good stuff. Now you bit it in half, now you're going to nibble on each side of it. Is that the way it works? Christine says, in New York City, it is sunny and beautiful. Bok Bok French Paul, glad that you were able to join us. Yeah, so we're 16 minutes in. It hasn't dropped yet. We're doing well. Guys, let me remind you, folks, if we do drop, we will rejoin right away as quickly as I can get another YouTube running. A little bit sensitive about that, given it's happened to me a few weeks running. But let's see what happens today. Fingers are crossed we're not going to have issues. Our friend Einstein Parrot, Marcia, had some problems with her live stream last week. She couldn't get it going properly, and there was a group of us worrying about her for about 10 minutes on a stream that was not running, and just said that it was, she was coming soon. So at least we're not the only flockers who are having problems with YouTube at times. Yeah, great to see some chat in the chat. That's what it's here for. Oh, is that a fun toy, Max? You said that's fun? All right. Hey, Max, is that good? Is that tasty? So, oh, that's good to hear. Ornithology Dude is in the south of France. It's beautiful and apparently today a little bit stormy. So that is kind of cool. It's always neat to hear where the flock comes from. Isn't that right, Max? Okay, let's see what else have we got for you to play with. That's right, guys. No Spooky today. Spooky gets put away for another year. Although, yes, Tico still has some pumpkins. Hey, Max, what are these? We've got a cup full of fun. Max. Yeah, he is being really good with that beak. If it's Whisker, we don't have a cat here, bunch of wicker just being snapped and chewed. All right. Okay, bud. Well, when you're done that, I've got some blocks in a cup. Yeah, lots of excitement happening with politics, but Max is not very political, except when it comes to his next meal. He has some very definite ideas on that, and he votes for snacks. Oh, what you got there, Max? What you got? All right, guys, he's not moving right now, so I'm just going to shift it a little bit closer. There we go. Nice and smooth. Didn't touch the phone, only touched the tripod. It doesn't dare drop on me. Yeah, Mookie says that they're from Rhode Island. Yeah, that's actually a good question. What region are you from, French Paul? Assez-vous, boring old middle southern England here. Oh, and apparently so boring that I'm not paying attention to Max. Oh, Max, what are you doing? You running around on me? Yeah, definitely time to make a mess. Is that good? Definitely fun and game time. Usually on this chair, Max sits on the arm of it, and because I'm sitting with him. But it's okay that he's playing on the flat of the chair today. What's going on, bud? What you got? Not over there. Hey, Max, let's shift the camera a little bit. Oh, let's not trip the camera. Okay, let's bring that up. I've got another game for you. Got some blocks. You want the blue block? Is that blue? How about yellow? Yellow. Red? Green? Cup? Uh-oh, we were slightly out of focus on that. That's because I was watching what Max was doing rather than the camera. Okay, Max, let's shift this back a little bit if you want to play there. I've got more. Yellow, green, red. Oh. How about upside down? Right side up? Oh, of course, cup gets involved too, doesn't it? Yellow, can you pick yellow? Yellow! How about green? Green. Oh, that's red, buddy. That's red. That's green. Okay, Max, I'm going to ask you for the blue one. Can you pick blue? Can you pick blue? That one's yellow. Blue. Can you pick blue? Yeah, the cup's blue. That one's yellow. That one's blue. really not fair to ask when the cup's the same color. So we have yellow and we have red. Max, here. Can you pick yellow? Can you ignore me completely? All right. Good bird. Yes. Actually, French Paul, Max is just beginning to learn some of his colors. Max, let's review. We have red. This one's red. And if I can have an attention span, that one's yellow. Can you pick out the yellow? Yellow, red, blue. That's right. How about red? Can you pick red? Yay! You're smarter than the average bird. Can you pick yellow? Max? Now, apparently there are other games that are a lot more interesting. You'll notice he has the attention span of a gnat some days. Are snacks good, buddy? All right, let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, so I missed out on a whole bunch of comments. Greenbird says that they are from Germany. Rebecca is North Texas, warm and sunny. French Paul, Southeast France by the Mediterranean. I think we're a little bit jealous here, French Paul, especially since it's snowing here. Yay! Yeah, all over the world. All over the world. Mookie says that she's having a few sound issues. Is there anybody else in the chat who's having sound issues? Just comment up, let me know. Is it just Mookie? Is it my feed? What's happening with sound? Oh, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, time to destroy. Yes, Max does have a flock base all around the world. It's pretty amazing. And when we started his channel, you thought maybe get a couple of hundred flockers on InstaFlock. You know, maybe someday we'd have 500. Wouldn't that be amazing? And well, 1,000 came, 5,000 came. Max has over 50,000 flockers on InstaFlock. Someday he'll have that kind of following on YouTube as well. It's a little bit slower getting going, but it will get there. And certainly with every subscription, it tends to pick up the momentum a little bit. But I mean, we're here, we're a small happy group, and as long as you guys are enjoying the content, we are going to be producing it. And Max says that he will happily provide anybody with toothpicks if they desire. Yes, French Paul, Tico certainly does know his colors and shapes. And yes, Maria, Tico definitely best friends with pumpkins. On Pumpkin Report, he destroyed a couple more pumpkins this week. What we currently have in stock for Max, or for Tico, we still have a large 22-pound carving pumpkin downstairs. It's on his last day of a carving pumpkin inside of his cage, big guy. I've got 2 more small pie pumpkins, a couple of decorative gourds, and I've already stocked up on a bunch of acorn squash because the price was such I just could not turn it down. So the smaller stuff is sitting in the fridge, ready to go. And Tico will be quite happy with all of that. I mean, you know, when squash gets expensive, he gets rationed a lot more. But when it's cheap, I mean, you know, if I can get an acorn squash for under $1, I will give him an acorn squash a day. He'll happily shred it. Loves spaghetti squash, acorn squash, really any of the squash family, but his favorite, always pumpkin. Hey. Hey, Mookie. Yeah, Mookie, we're still here. Things are still going on. I just realized that you said you're frozen. You probably can't hear me either. So that's probably not helping. Yeah, I was going to suggest to Mookie maybe try exiting and re-entering and see if that unfreezes. Yes, Max scored a touchdown. He definitely did. And it's all about the wooden chips today. Isn't that fun, buddy? The Reds. Yeah. Yeah, he's quite happy chewing at the wood. Inside his cage, he prefers to shred newspaper. That seems to be his favorite. Alexander says 28-0. Max is ahead. Definitely. A 76-yard run. Impressive. And now munching on the wood and turning it into shreds. And he's quite happy doing that. Maria says she's kind of sad. She's not heard the news of her baby ringneck. Maria, hang in there and keep us posted as you hear things. I know things are kind of frustrating for you because of the quarantine, but that is impacting a lot of people around the world right now. A lot of areas are in lockdown, and I think, it's probably for the good in the long run. If we deal with this well, we will be back to normal a lot sooner. We've had a massive resurgence of cases in Alberta, and we've had reports of an astonishing number of people going to work, going to social functions, going shopping while symptomatic. And, they're discovering this as they're doing some of the COVID testing. And of our positive COVID tests, we've got 11%, it was reported on Thursday, that are going to work while symptomatic. And I'm sorry, but if you're sick, you have symptoms, you are sharing that virus with absolutely everybody. And it is a pretty significant thing. I'm actually pretty concerned about that. I would not be surprised if we saw some more lockdowns happening in our area. We've got some limits on gathering size. We've definitely got some guidelines out there, but I think we could probably do a lot better, just given the way I'm seeing it spiral out of control. But I mean, that's the pandemic. I mean, hopefully we will be able to get a handle on it and we'll get back to normal. I know Max would certainly love to go out and see all of his friends again in person. He misses his meetups. He misses the ability to go out and on drives and see people outside. He can see them from a distance, but he says it's not the same. He prefers getting scritchies and making his new friends. Yeah, lots and lots of toothpicks. Yeah, Tico's being a little bit loud right now. He's actually asking me for a snack, I think. He's going to go serve. Hey, Tico, did you want another snack? Here you go, bud. Yeah? You want an eggy snack? I know. All right, Tico's got a snack, so he's going to be quiet for a few minutes. Max looks quite happy, too, with his toothpicks. And I've got a cup of coffee. This cup, today's cup actually has kind of a cool saying on it. Sometimes you just got to say cluck it and walk away. It just seems so fitting. Some days. Definitely kind of fun. Oh yeah, Max knows the word snack. Yeah, Tico's been whistling a little bit. He just wanted to get some attention. He's now eating an eggie, so he's quite happy. Hey, Max. Max. What I got? What I got? Woo! That grab, though. That grab. That was just adorable. Is that fun? Yeah, Max really enjoys pine because it's easier to chew apart. He is not one for having a big challenge when it comes to wood. He wants something that he can destroy quickly and feel gratified about. He doesn't chew on wood all day, every day. You know, he sort of goes through a block here, a block there. Most of it is, you know, he loves his cardboard. He loves his paper. Hey, Einstein's joining us. Einstein, so happy to see you. You are a little bit late. You missed out on snack time and the great cranberry, or as somebody told us, you call it the cranberry massacre. We had cranberries all over the chair. We had eggies. We had apple. Actually, I think Max put his beak up to the apple. What else did we have on the plate? Oh yeah, we also had some fresh banana in a peel. Always the best way to have it. So Max was quite happy with today's offering. And now, of course, it is time to play. Hey, Chico. Would you like another eggie, buddy? Yeah? There you go. There's an egg. That's what you had in mind. That's definitely what you had in mind. Hey, Max. Incoming orange. Crust and all. Yeah, I just give it a light toss. I would feel bad if I ever hit Max with one. But it will happen. I mean, eventually he's one who will move around. He'll suddenly shift his head. He'll move just while it is in mid-flight, and it will happen. But I mean, he spawns himself before too. He has a couple of hardwood perches in his cage. And just, you know, one of them is big dowel. And for a couple of, 1 year there, he went through perch after perch after perch. I just had to keep on hanging them. He'd whittle them down until it was just this thin stick, and he'd chew right through it, and it would break on him, and I'd have to go get him another one. And it was the thing to do. Didn't want to chew on things that were not his perch, did not want to have pieces of perch handed to him. It was all about that particular perch. We went through 3 or 4, and then all of a sudden it was not interested in perches anymore. And it has just been left ever since. It's kind of funny the way that they make up their minds. Hey, Mookie's back with video and audio. Super cool. Yeah, Christine, Max definitely misses out on his meetups, but a virtual meetup works. You know, actually, I was thinking about it. What we could do someday just for fun, maybe schedule a Zoom call for the flock and just have the flock interacting on Zoom. Could be kind of fun. I know Max is interested in Zoom. He yells every time I'm on a work meeting. Oh, yeah, we're super glad that you're back, Mookie. It is frustrating when you're having technical difficulties. Yeah, Max, look at your shredded wood. You've made quite the mess there. Hey, Max, what's this? Yes, Tico, that was funny. Max trying to figure out how to take apart the multi-dimensional wooden blocks. It is quite funny. I mean, Max has had toys made out of these wood blocks hanging in his cage before, and he ignores them. Refuses to touch anything that is hanging above his head in the cage. He actually does not like a lot of things hanging above him. He's got, some baby lynx, but most of his playtime in the cage, he wants to play on the bottom of the cage, and he gets upset when there's too much hanging on top. Tico, however, uses his entire cage. He insists on having a virtual forest of things hanging. Swings, foraging toys, chewing toys, bells. Did I mention the bells? Oh yeah, Tico just loves his bells. He has a set of mini hanging pots and pans, which make a lovely clanging sound. He definitely enjoys playing with those. It took him a little while before he was okay with them, but he says that they are a lot of fun to play with. So that's one of his favorites right now. Yeah, lots of important bird nests. And Tico also likes having the bottom of his cage. And this is something I did not realize about African greys. And I learned from somebody else, Parrots Are Us on Instagram. She has an African grey as well, and she always gave him a foraging plate on the bottom of his cage. Well, what Tico would do is Tico would always throw his food bowl down to the bottom of the cage, dig through it, always make a huge mess. I mean, always. So one day, I watched her, ground feeding Kramer for a while, and I thought to myself, maybe I should try this. So I just put down the bowl of food on the bottom of the cage, just on some newspaper, so if he dumped it, he could forage for it. So it all didn't go down through the grate, and he ran down and went, finally. How many years did you take you to figure out this is where I want to eat? And since I clued in on that, he's always had his food bowl on the bottom of his cage, and he's a happy gray. A little bit embarrassed it took me that long to learn it. He likes having his water bowl at a regular bowl height, and he has his baths in there. That's where he likes to go for his water. Likes having his plums and squash on the bottom of the cage. But for Tico, he's a gray. It's all about the foraging. So quite honestly, if he's happy, might as well. I'm okay with him playing down there. Have you got a fistful? Yeah, that piece looks munchable. Yeah, Max's beak is a little bit overgrown on the bottom right now, but he's doing a really good job of chewing it down. I mentioned to him when it starts getting long, I'll tell him that I'm thinking about taking him to go see Dr. Dremel, aka the VET. And he immediately grabs some stuff, starts chewing, and chews his beak right down, so it's not a problem. I clip his claws myself. They are a little on the long side, but he does like them. He's quite happy with the length. I'm not going to complain. I just take a little nibble off the end here and there. He's not getting trapped on anything, but he's happy with it. If it gets too short, he starts really chewing on them and damaging them. So longer for him seems to work. Ase Vu asks, does Tico have any sleigh bells for Christmas? Actually, I picked up a little, I think it was meant for dogs, but it was the end of Christmas season last year. I was out shopping with for some pet supplies with a couple of friends, including Gonzo the Great and his pet Uben, and ran into this adorable collar for dogs. It's not really a collar, it's sort of a stretchy velour fabric. It has bells on it and it's meant to go around the neck. And I thought that would just be so much fun for Max this year. And of course it jingles. So thought, I was thinking about Christmas 2020 and thinking that would be so much fun for meetups. So we'll definitely be trying that on for Christmas. We've not started on our Christmas content yet, a little bit too early. I think like last year, we will be doing 12 days of Birdmas again. We're going to have lots of fun Christmas content. We had such a great turnout for our Halloween virtual party, and all of our trick-or-tweeters coming. I mean, that video was so much fun to put together and so much fun to see everybody. We might do something like that for Christmas as well, a virtual Christmas party for the flock. That could be kind of fun. I'm really open to ideas. So quite honestly, if you have some ideas on what we could do for Christmas, Max is always open to ideas and super, super easy to get a hold of us. I mean, we're on the socials, we're on Twitter, we are on Facebeak, we are on InstaFlock. We respond to the messages there. There's really no private messaging on YouTube. But I mean, worst case, you can always email maxmoluccan@gmail.com as well. So, I mean, you can always share your comments with us. We're here. We love to hear from the flock. Yes, French Paul. Tico does like to crawl on the ceiling of his cage. Yeah, we've got the small carrier that we use when we go outside. He'll hang upside down on that. But even his big cage, he will climb on the ceiling of. He will hang upside down like that bird. At one point, he had a dome top cage. And he could run along the dome. And I mean, a dome top cage, you've got something that is this shape, right? It's this big dome. He'd start over here. He'd run around the dome and down to the other side, upside down, using his feet, no beak. And it was... it was almost like he was yelling, "Look, Ma, no hands." Had fun doing that. He'd swing upside down. He's definitely Batbird. Yeah, Max is pretty busy today. He's enjoying his munchies. He's enjoying his wood. And honestly, love to see it. I've had a lot of people message and ask, how can I keep my bird from destroying toys? Huh? Toys are intended to be destroyed. That's the whole idea. That's how a bird plays. It's not to have something pretty just hanging there. It's to have something to shred, to tear, to destroy. I mean, just look at the look on Max's face. He is loving this. Sometimes blocks are to toss, sometimes blocks are to shred. Today it's toothpicks. Yes, absolutely, guys. Training humans is definitely hard. The flock tries really, really hard with me. So, I'll say foo. I'm looking forward to the 12 days of bird mess. I'll say foo, you don't have to look too far. I've got, 40 minutes of bird mess on the chair right here, and I've already cleaned it up once. It is the absolute thing that you do when you have a flock. You are always, always cleaning. The birds make a mess, you clean it up. This is the natural way of things. Is that fun, Max? Oh, you want another one? I can go get you another one. Let's see what we've got. You know what, Max? Halloween may be over, but... What's this? Woo! And the foot grab. I just think that foot grab is adorable. buddy. Hey, is that good, Max? Well, Mookie, of course it's called Facebeak and InstaFlock and Twitter. What else would you call it? Yeah, and Greenbird, absolutely. Toys are not just decoration. They are also there to interact with. They're there to make noise. They're there to be shredded. It's all about activity. And the best toys mimic what the bird would be doing in the wild. I mean, in the wild, Max would be doing some foraging. He would be doing some shredding. He would be making a huge, huge mess. Max is actually not that good at foraging. I think if in the wild, he would probably not last too long when it came to foraging. Actually, speaking of foraging, I picked up a new toy for Tico. Oh, I'm just going to pull this one out and talk about it for a minute while I've got Max in the background. So this one's a pretty cool foraging toy. It has all of these little holes here where you can pop food, and it rotates. And as it rotates, it's got a little bit of a stop. You can sort of see how it stops, and then the new container opens up. I had this one out on T-Cal's cage, and T-Cal, of course, has gone home. So I took down the cage. T-Cal's not super interested in it, and he didn't figure it out. Now, this thing is actually quite heavy duty. It's quite well built. You know, the back mounts onto the cage, and back here, once you've unhooked it, there's a little thingy that works to pop out this pin. This thing is well built. I mean, I can grab and I can pull, and I mean, I can pull as hard as I like. I can get a little bit of movement in it, but it does not pop open. Only way to get things is rotate, right? Tico's pretty smart. Tico figured out that he could actually prop himself on the cage. He could grab this, and he figured out that he could pop the front right off. And I was just astonished. How the heck do you pop the front off? And I thought, I must have missed when I put this thing together. I must have missed. And that's Tico with pots and pans in the background. I must have messed up. I must not have put it back together properly. So I put it back together again with the pin, you know, the plastic and everything else. And I double checked. I mean, this was not going to go anywhere. I could tug on it. You know, it was really, really sturdy. Sure enough, Tico ripped the front of it off again. One determined African grey figured out that if you rotate it as it's intended to, you get one treat at a time. If you tear the entire front off, you have access to all treats at a time. So that foraging toy didn't work out too well for Tico. Max has yet to figure it out. Max, if I'm lucky, he'll figure out how to rotate it. I don't think he'd figure out the brute force method. He might not even figure out there's treats inside. T-Cal was, beginning to play around with a little bit. They hadn't quite figured it out. But Tico, I mean, once he got over his fear of it and figured out there was treats inside, he just figured out, oh, I see, I'll rip the front right off. Very intelligent bird. I mean, he solved for treat, but not quite the way that we expected it to be solved. And not the way the manufacturer intended it to be solved. So, I mean, there's definitely different ways of playing. And Tico does brute force things a little bit. He's got his own take on the world. He's a strong bird. He knows his pumpkins. So Cheryl says that she just posted a new video of the budgies destroying toys this week. And absolutely, destroying is the best word for it. Isn't that right, buddy? Max. Whoop. Woo! Yeah, you got a footful, buddy. You definitely do have a footful. All right, let's just move it a little bit closer. That's probably a good idea. There. Max is really not going too far right now. It's just munch, munch, munch on some toys. And hopefully not fly and take out the camera this week. Karen asks, try any pine cones, anybody? My Goffins love I'm guessing over to shred those, love to shred those. I've definitely heard of some of the pine cones. Around here, I don't have a lot of big pine cones. It's actually something I wish I would have done with my old place. I used to have Mugo pine with some really big cones. I mean, I'd had the tree, I'd lived there for 25 years. I knew the tree. I never put any pesticides in it. It would have been a great tree to harvest some pine cones from, dry them, bake them, and use them for bird toys. Oh well, missed opportunity. Yes, Spooky, absolutely. Like kids, they like the box that it came in. That is always the way of it. So definitely, I mean, it's all about the destruction. And, Max is happy destroying things. He's happy shredding things. If he gets too noisy while I'm at work, I'll sneak downstairs. I'll sometimes give him a wood block. Sometimes I'll give him a section of newspaper, and he can shred that to his heart's desire. In his cage, he actually gets kind of annoyed with me if I take out too much of the newspaper, but he's pretty good about taking any of the soiled newspaper and pushing it to the front of the cage and keeping the clean stuff at the back. So he does help clean a little bit and gets quite upset if I start removing all of the newspaper. Yeah, I think for him it's a bit of a nest, it's a bit of an accomplishment. Eventually gets pulled out, but I try to leave him a little bit. He likes to hide underneath the newspaper. He'll pull it over top of his head, just like he's got a little bat cave, and that is his fun time to play. And so just before the live stream, he was inside of the cage, playing with some newspaper, and underneath, I just pulled the cover off his head, and I got stink eye, and then I told him it was going to be fun and games with some snacks and some video, and he was right about that. I mean, he's the diva. He understands. Yeah, Mookie says she totally understands why people don't do meet and greet, but boy, you would be my choice for sure. And absolutely, when the weather is nice, when we have the opportunity to do so, we do meet and greets. And it used to be every Sunday we'd go out, we'd usually hang out with some of the other flock. And I mean, it was great fun. Max absolutely adored it. I mean, he has his favorites. I mean, we'd go to Pisces, and he would see his buddy Kyle from the reptile department, and I mean, he would just shriek in great excitement, race, and he'd just say, no, I don't care who I'm talking to. We got to go see Kyle. I've got to go collect my scritchies. And, it's actually quite cute. Kyle likes Max as well, so it's all a good thing. So he would always have to go say hello, and he'd get a little upset sometimes when Kyle had to go back to work. Last Christmas was quite funny because we went to Pisces and they had Christmas photos for pets. And Kyle's older twin brother, Santa, was posing with the pets. Now, Max, he sees Kyle, he runs over, just hops on top of him and says, "This is my favorite person working at Pisces, bar none. I mean, everybody else is chopped liver. It's all about this dude." So when he looked at younger twin brother, Santa, not having anything to do with him, not going to sit on him, not going to go close to him. I'll take a photo, but Ewan, your arm had better be in the picture with me. I'm not going there. It was just adorable to watch. And I think Max would certainly love to go shopping and see some of his friends again. But with COVID, I mean, Max, when I go walking with Max, there's no such thing as a fast walk. You take a few steps, you stop and you talk to somebody. Yes, you answer the same questions over and over again. And you guys probably know, how old is Max? What species is he? What's his name? Is he a he or she? Is that a parrot? Yes, that's a parrot. How long do they live? Like, it's always the same questions, which is okay. I mean, people are learning about birds and they are just absolutely fascinated. Max loves it too. He gets an opportunity to get some scritchies, to meet some new people, and he's just fascinated with the social aspect